I'm here to tell you about my experience dealing with the BBB in one of their A-plus rating companies. I had extensive water ice damming. It was the freeze and the icing in '07, the very end of '07 into '08. I hired a company. This particular company, little did I know, hired no licensed plumbers, no licensed carpenters, no licensed electricians, not even a professional painters. This company broke, or should I say, flooded my rec room, storage room, and laundry room on three different occasions. While pulling out the kitchen cabinets to restore or fix the wall behind it, they busted the water pipe, flooded everything in the rec room, laundry room, and storage room. Mind you, these rooms all were insulated with drywall, drop ceilings, recessed lights, the works. All right, the second time they flooded the rec room, the storage room, and the laundry room, they moved the refrigerator, which had a water line. Of course, they didn't know how to shut off the water on either occasion. And of course, I am going to stay there and watch these people because I'm not trustworthy. I don't think I'm not trusting anyone with my personal belongings, which they all packed up and took out. Left a lot of things like the refrigerator, the stove, the microwave on the wall. And I wondered why? Why leave it in all this rubbish and demo garbage everywhere? Well, of course, the guys, some things that they um, needed to be refrigerated, like their lunches, and the microwave they needed to heat up their lunches and to keep their cold beverages. And of course, they left the mattress in the master bedroom on the ground in the middle of all the dirt and debris because of with nothing in the house, they had nothing to sit on to take their breaks. So we're getting back to the house. Once they broke the water supply, which made a massive flood downstairs below it, they also broke the water line to the refrigerator, and lo and behold, they went into the bathroom, removed the toilet, and forgot to drain it. So they flooded that room too. Now, after all this flooding, they ran out of towels. So where did they go? Lo and behold, they went into my linen closet and used all of my towels. Now, while the guys on the outside, um, they were tearing off all the old boards on the house, which was full of lead paint. Did not put a tarp down. All this stuff being chipped off my house. Of course, I got to pay for the abatement. They said, well, you know what? That wasn't our problem. It wasn't my problem. No, it's my problem now because I am the homeowner. And due to their negligence in putting a tarp down and let all these boards that they took off the house hit the ground, I'm responsible for the cleanup. Next, they put so much siding on and used 3.5 inch nails, they weren't careful. Those nails penetrated the mailbox going inside the house. So retrieving mail out the inside chute is impossible. Also, putting the siding up, oh wow, they forgot. They covered up the vent at the peak of my house. So I can imagine the warranty that I have on the new roof, which I didn't use these people for, um, is going to be null and void. Next, while hammering all this new siding on, oh, prior to the siding, they were supposed to blow in new installation, this blow in insulated foam stuff. Instead, they used the roll out, um, what is that called? The rollout insulation. No vapor barriers, no nothing. Um, because they took the house, the boards off the house where you could see straight through in some rooms. Mind you, no permits were pulled either. They put this in, no vapor barriers. Now I'm sitting here telling you about my story, and I am freezing. To heat this place, it's like being outside. Okay, next in line was they moved the refrigerator that had water line. Of course, they broke it. I went and paid for and brought to had the guys from this company come out to my car and bring this sink for the kitchen in the house. Lo and behold, again, I use that word a lot, they didn't know how to install it properly. So when you dump out your dishwater, all the dirty residue at the bottom, you have to push it to the drain and then dump it out or scoop it out with your hand. The faucet that I bought does not work properly. There's no pressure there. So you can turn on both knobs and hardly get any water. Much you're not gonna get hot water right away. You might as well turn it on now. Go take your shower, and when you get out, you may have hot water by then. Um, I did do. Let me back this up. When they took the old countertop out, they turned the corner coming down the stairs outside my house and broke off a large chunk of my foundation. So they stuck it back in, pasted it up. It looks horrible. Mind you, when they were putting on the boards and putting up the new wonderful siding, they broke out so many windows, it's pathetic. I am like at my wits' end. I'm calling my insurance company, I'm letting them know. And they said, well, you know what? Your mortgage lender is going to come out and see. But prior to all this damage, they did come out and see if at least 75% was done. So the contractor himself, the head boss, he said, you know what? Trust me. Trust me, I will make sure everything is taken care of. You will be happy if you would just let this man get through the house. Fine. They just put down the new ceramic tiles on the kitchen floor I paid for. So when the guy came, he couldn't walk through. And the only rooms that were available to this guy was the living room, the two bedrooms, and the bathroom downstairs. So when he went upstairs, it stopped him right there because they had just put down some more, or no, ripped up one layer of the tiles so your feet will stick honestly to the ground. You couldn't go through. So he looked over at me and says, all well? All's well? I looked over at the guy and I said, you better be right about this. And of course, don't make the mistake I did and say, yeah, everything is going to be fine, which in light it wasn't. Because I had to hire a plumber to come in and put all the fixtures back in my bathroom. The telephone cord was broke. The line outside was snapped, and they nicely wrapped it around the part of the deck because they didn't know how to fix it back. It was also draped across the huge picture window in my kitchen. They left it. The cable cord was hanging off the front of my house. I had to pay for someone to come in and do that. Oh, and mind you, the second level has baseboard heating. Um, they didn't know how to fix that either. And all of this stuff was part of the contract. This company should not be in business. I did fight for almost a year now. And the Better Business Bureau stated, you know what? For you to do arbitration, you definitely dwelled it in my brain. Let us know if you're going to have somebody at the arbitration that is going to represent you in a professional person like an attorney. Oh no. So when I spoke with the other attorney, he said, well, I'm going to check with the corporate person to see if he would arbitrate. He said, okay, so I'm expecting that guy, me and the arbitrator. Lo and behold, the Better Business Bureau's guy, the arbitrator, he shows up with Universal. You think that guy even looked at any of the documents, the inspections, all the violations. I even contacted the Department of Agricultural Trade and Consumer Protection. They could not even help me because they need more than one complaint. I think they need like three before they could even launch an investigation. But they also said that there was some Wisconsin administration code violations. His company got away with murder. They were supposed to pay for the backsplash in the kitchen, the floor, the ceramic floors. They had to pay for all this stuff when I paid cash for it. So when they summed up everything, also, I must add, these people stated my house was 1,650 square feet, and that's how much material they charge for. My house is 1,396 square feet. And lo and behold, the arbitrator left all my information, even recorded conversations of all their screw ups. Um, it didn't matter. It was recorded, it was taped right at the very beginning. I let them know that I was recording, and they said, no problem. He didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to see none of my inspections, none of my documentations, none of the pictures as they were doing it. He didn't even take in consideration that this man, these people, this company, A plus rating, even covered the vents at the peak of my house. So when the arbitration took place, they said, look, she has a new kitchen sink, new faucet. She has even new ceramic tile floor as an upgrade. They forgot one thing to tell them. I paid cash for it and I delivered it. I have all my receipts. I have all my documentation. Um, I even paid. I even paid for the electricians to come in and put in. They didn't even know how to take the light fixtures down in the ceiling. When they did, they broke them. So I went and paid for new ones, and I paid the electricians to have them install them. They took up my old carpeting. Oh, they did go to maybe some low grade company, bought some of this commercial stuff with the foaming on the back, laid it down, and said, voila, this is your new carpet. I looked at it and I started crying. But the BBB awarded them every single dollar that they wanted. And they didn't even complete all this flooding and stuff to clean up the water and walked away and left it. But all in all, I can't believe it. They said I had to report if I needed a professional person. And they show up with attorneys and two professional people. None of them listed. Nobody let me know. I called the BBB. I said, why didn't you tell me the attorney was going to be here? Well, you spoke with him for months. Yeah, but he was in Illinois. And he also made a statement that I'm going to check with them to see if they will, one of them will come over here and arbitrate with you. One of them. I had no clue that he was going to come. The arbitrator took all the attorney's information and turned around and said, you know what? It's a binding contract. You owe these people. Even for work they didn't even do. The stuff that they did do, they broke. And I'm showing this guy, he's paying me no mind, and he left. And this is how the Better Business Bureau helped me. Now there's a lien against my house, and I owe them. I have to pay them for me paying for the material that was used on my house. Better Business Bureau, kick rocks.